morning and welcome to your morning buzz. This is Mike G, and today is a very special day for us. We are in the process right now of revamping all of our videos. We're doing a bunch of work in studio right now, editing everything that we've already done because we've already created and generated a whole brand new opening, new lines of, it's just, for me, I'm excited because I'm kind of a nerd that way. I don't know if you're a nerd that way, but I'm a geek that way. When I like to start to create something new, man, it takes me over kind of, so we've been working on this project to give the Morning Buzz a facelift. The previous Morning Buzz intro was a little bit out there, and yes, it's the edge, but there are quite a few people out there who just couldn't even listen to the content because, there was some cussing. Now, I apologize that there was cussing, but I love that intro. And but we are going to retire it. We're going to bring in a brand new intro, and today you're going to get to see one of our little flash ends. And so I'll add that in here at the end. But what I had to do was I had to think about how are we reaching the widest audience. So there's a listening for an audience, right? And I want to hit the widest listening of that audience. And how to do that is to make sure that some of the elements in the podcast, or even some of the elements in these morning buzzes, are at least, not going to turn you off before you even get to see any of the content. And that was the problem, because I used Gangsta Gangsta from NWA's album, NWA. And although I love that song, they dropped the F-bomb in it, like it's like, because I'm the motherfucker that's built to last. So that right there has turned some people off, and not trying to be so edgy that we can't get our message out, because our message is really about decoding visionaries and subcultures. And so what you've been able to see on the Edge podcast has been a lot of people who are either entrepreneurs, people that are in business, real people living real lives, and the struggle is real. So everybody from, Chris Wood, Rihanna, Deal, Anthony, my friend Anthony De Silva, and Jim Brown, and all the other people that have been on the podcast, including Nurse Heather. She's from Good News with Nurse Heather, one of the cannabis nurses, and then also Ken Sobel, who is an attorney and also just a very cool, laid-back California boy who is a stand for this plant and what it can do. So there have been a lot of different people from a lot of different subcultures who have come on, including Inked Girls. We had Miss Sammy Lynn was on the show. We've also had Kenny Fardo. So there were a lot of people who have been on the show, and those are people. We also have some upcoming people. Scott Colby is going to be on here pretty soon. So I wanted to make sure that our intro, right, was something that anybody could listen to and not be offended by. And there are a few people who have come back and said, wow, it's a great podcast, but that beginning was just so, I had a hard time really listening to it after that, because I was afraid that there was going to be a lot of cussing, and there really isn't. The Edge podcast is not just about cussing. It's really about taking those conversations to the next level and then seeing humanity advance because of it, because we're actually having a conversation that makes a difference. So without further ado, check this out. I think you're going to like it.